play. Size-wise, Great Britain might be able to match up to this Canadian team. Things are underway. Jump with the jump shot. Off the mark, and there goes that offensive rebound power again. Sheridan Green grabs a couple of them. Those rebounds don't count up to a bucket, though. Here's Page. Mama Page to the rack, splits the defenders, lays it up. Easy first score for Canada. Bosch will take a seat. SGA will step out onto court, and with these three ladies on the field of play, Canada is possibly the tallest team out there in 3x3 ever on the women's side. And they're still nimble and playing good defense, but good defense don't matter if you get good offense. Green, fading away. SGA off the pick and roll, and a miss under the basket. Canada controlled the Wilson here. SGA with the mismatch, pushed off her spot, no whistle on the play, gets it back, and it's off the tip of her fingers. Looked like she was pushed off of her position there, but no whistle from the referees. They're letting them play. Ashby. Body's on the floor. Ashby still gets the jump. That is way off the mark. Good defense on Casey Bosch, sticking with jump there. Great Britain working themselves up in the world of 3x3. Qualified to the Europe Cup this year. Rickards are part of that qualification squad. Jump from deep, no good. Move to Crozon. Bosch is open on the drive, shares, and Crozon, well, she shows she cares. 2-1 Canada. Ashby. Difficult move from Ashby. To step through in the bucket, and GB stick with Canada early. Bosch looked like she might have been hitting the nose. She will take a seat. Bosch, of course, one of 3x3's best defenders. A constant menace on the defensive end. Now not on the floor. It's Kat Plouffe with the misdirection. Green doesn't give her any space, though. 4 in the shot clock. Crozon loses to Wilson, has to force up the 2-ball, and that is out of bounds. We're almost 2 minutes in, and teams look fairly evenly matched so far. Canada has not been able to outplay their size, mainly due to Green under the basket for Great Britain, who's standing their ground. Great Britain in their second Women's Series event of the season. Played in Sumgait last week in Azerbaijan, placed 11 there, didn't make it out of the pool. 2-2 in games. We'll make that 3-3. They won 2 games last week after starting in the qualifying draw in Azerbaijan. Managed themselves into the main draw, but just couldn't get it done there. Losses to Latvia and CS Rapid Bucharest in the pool. Latvia, of course, that went on to finish second. Some discussions from the referees here, making sure they get everything right. I don't mind it. Gives these teams a quick break to talk things over. Meanwhile, crowds being entertained by MC Noah Lazarus. Of course, we got some Olympic star power off the court as well. Olympic MC 3x3 to hype Noah Lazarus. DJ Lass, our Olympic DJ in the venue as well. Of course, this Team Canada present at the last version of the Olympics. They came in 4th. Rickards. Midi. Good. Rickards has been cashed from the mid-range all tournament long. Now SGA's open. They can't get it to her. Rickards on the move. Another mid-range shot. Green can't stick with the possession. Ball over to Canada. Plouffe. Every time Canada steps on the court, there is a mismatch somewhere, but they have not been able to capitalize on those mismatches at all. Ashby, but another offensive rebound, and that's been the power of this Great Britain team. They've been able to keep possessions alive with offensive rebound after offensive rebound. That's how they beat Puerto Rico yesterday. Missed a couple of shots under the basket. Rickards flew in there, tipped the ball back up and in. And that meant a knockout round berth for them. First quarterfinal action of the season for the Brits. Ashby, their leading scorer, runs into SGA. That is trouble. And that trouble continues with the size mismatch under the basket. That score does not count. It's waved off. Smart foul on Ashby. Gives up a lot of size. SGA, of course, towers over almost all of the competition, and yet is still very nimble. Sasha Grant Allen, one of the most unique players in women's 3x3. Rickards, good hands. Attacks Crozon. Rickards to the cup. Righty layup, no. Green finishes up the play. GB out to a 2-point lead here. Canada's offense has been a little bit stale in this game so far. Crozon, though, has something to say about that. Now she has to contend with Green. Green, that mid-range pull-up good as well. Great Britain out to a feisty start in this game. Really taking it to Canada. Saying that number 1 seed and those wins in the last 2 editions, we don't care about that. And they haven't even gotten Ashby going. Ashby was leading them at 7.5 points per game throughout their 2 pool play games. On Canada's side, it's again been Kat Plouffe, as we've come to expect. Also 7.5 points per game. Crozon's been pretty good. But so far, Canada's offense has been running into some physical opposition here. They have not been able to finish through it. I'm sure the crowd is hoping for a turnaround. Canada, by the way, not the only Canadian team left in the field. Toronto's still out here competing as well. We'll see them later on when they face Spokane 3XBA. Page through the contact, big bucket. Rickards, no space for a shot. Gets it to Ashby, the leaner off the glass. And again, Green keeps it alive. Green, no. Ashby, yes. The offensive rebounding machine that is Great Britain is getting themselves extra possessions. Now it's a 3-on-2 situation. That pass, though, that might be going to another maul. Out of bounds. That pass is broken up. Cat in the post, spinning, winning. How often have we seen this Kat Plouffe dominant on the block? No longer heavily featured in the pick and roll action with her sis. Now just gets her own shot. Canada possession here. Another take for Kat. Going up. And not over jump. They get it. She gets it to the Crozon, who under fires a shot. So the offensive acumen for Canada, that was on full display yesterday. Leading the field, 20.5 points per. Whoa, Crow's on. Send that somewhere else. But the offensive machine so far has not been going well. SGA might change that, though. That is a quick spin and a quick win. Bumping a bucket for Sasha Fierce, who puts her team at a 6-6 tie. Third foul on Great Britain. And Sasha Grand Allen on the strike. Free throw's good as well. Canada take a lead. Ashby down to Green. Green. Well, looked like easy scoring. It's Green again, moving some furniture. SGA's on the floor. Ball's being swung. Ashby now takes it to the rack. No one home on the drive. 7-7. Highly competitive game here through the first 5 minutes. Great Britain maybe the more physical team, and looks like Canada's struggling with that a little bit. Giving up a ton of rebounds. Cat. Oh, the shimmy shake. Oh, now off the mark. $1 million move and a 2-cent finish for Cat Plouffe, who then commits a foul to stop the action. Ashby tries that same spin move. Pushed off her spot. No space for a shot. The scoop ends up at the front of the rim. Crozon says, I can do some offensive rebounding too. Finding ways to win is Canada for now. 4 minutes to go. First quarterfinal action from Edmonton. And the Mountains rocking with you. You want to hit me up and help me out at 3x3 to Mountain. Of course, also hit us up on socials at FIBA 3x3, at FIBA 3x3W. Get a look at all of the action from Edmonton, including this Paige Crozon layup. Jump. Back iron. SGA takes her herself. In the post, the fakes, the fade. And jump, commits a foul. And that will get us to the second TV timeout. A low-scoring affair here. A grind of a game. Canada hold a 2-point lead. They came out all smiles, but it's all business once they step between the lines. Casey Bosch may have gotten hit in the nose. We have to take a look, take a look at that later to see how she's doing. And I step back out onto the court. We have to keep an eye on that. SGA steps to the stripe. Grand Allen, of course, MVP of the Champions Cup way back in March, which Canada ended up winning. Drains the free throw, gets her team a 3-point lead. Right back at you from Great Britain, though. And then they get a stop as well. Rickards swings it. Ashby now. They're looking to get it into Green. Ashby almost shakes off Casey Bosch, but there's a whistle. And I think that's an offensive foul on Great Britain. Crozon left alone. Shots off the mark. She's been shooting well this tournament. Not in this game, though. Not from range. Rickards, yes. Ties the game at 10. And then Green gets a steal, but saves it to the wrong team. Cat 2 ball down. And the fans are loving it. This is what they want to see. Rickards, no. Now it's Cat speeding to the rack, the scoop layup, nuh-uh. Green gobbles up the board, but again, throws it to the wrong team. A couple of turnovers here for Britain, and Cat trying to capitalize. That bounces over the basket. Can't have them all. So 2:34 left in this game. First quarterfinal action as mentioned. Rickards down to Green. Size mismatch. That is easy work. Bosch can be such a good defender, but handling Green down there on the block, I don't know if that's her forte. Green, by the way, back on the Great Britain team. Haven't seen her in a while. Played the Commonwealth Games in 22 and a member of the squad that went to the Europe Cup in 2021. Didn't play any 3x3 since 22. Back with him now and hugely important. Ashby misses that one. Mid-range pull-up for Cat. That offense was out of sorts. Green against SGA. Jump, no one home. Quick kick, the Crows on for 2. That is down. Big shot Canada, Paige Crozon. Gets her team a 3-point lead with 1:35 left to go in the game. Haven't hit a 2 yet this one in this game, Paige Crozon, but when it matters most, the zone comes through. Rickards one-on-one against Bosch. That is not a good idea, but Bosch commits the foul. Uh-oh. Third foul in Canada. Stops the clock. Sends Rickards to the charity stripe. Option to get back in a one-possession game, and Rickards does just that. Rickards gets it back. Tries to move past Cat. Right to left. Dumps it down to Green to turn around. Ends up on the side of the board. And it's Canada controlling the glass now. Cat. All right. Past Rickards, but misses the layup. Fouled in the process. And that is the 7th foul on the British. That will send Cat Plouffe to the stripe for 2 shots. As Great Britain hit the bonus. Cat, one of the winningest players ever in 3x3 basketball. Can get her team one step closer to a women's series win, or at least continuation here in Edmonton. She's already got 17 wins on a women's series. That's quite a bunch. 118 wins and 19 losses only for Cat Plouffe. A for sure Hall of Famer. If we ever get a Hall of Fame in 3x3, she'll be in it. Count it. Rickards. GB need a bucket here. They get a turnover. SGA with a mismatch. SGA to a righty hook. And then there's bodies flying everywhere. Who's that foul on? Foul Canada. Under a minute to go, a 4-point game. I can't believe it. That is what GB needed. A score. And if they want to get in this one, they need a stop. They get a stop. Costly turnover for Canada. They leave the door open. Green to jump. Down to Green, the pick and roll is working to perfection. 2-point game, 20 ticks left. Canada could ice the game with a score here. Cat, shot clock's running out. And I think that yes, that is a stop for Great Britain, a shot clock violation on Canada, who leave the door open here. A 2-point game, under 12 seconds, so the shot clock's off. Timeout on the floor. Great Britain will get the last shot if they play it smartly. Got a good shooter in Ashby, but they need to get her a look. Rickards can get one up from 2 as well. Possibly jump. 2-point shot would tie things up and would at least force possibly an overtime. They are fighting not only the 3 ladies on the court and the 1 on the bench for Canada, but also the 5th man, the crowd. 5th woman in this case, I'd say. Anyway, Great Britain, can they do it? Can they get a 2-point shot here? They go with a high post play. Green, a screen for jump. Ashby comes around. Ashby from the corner. No space, flips up a prayer. That is off the mark, and that will do it for Great Britain. Is there still time left? There is. Canada gets possession. 0.7 seconds on the clock. Despite a valiant effort, Great Britain will lose here, though. And that is it. Canada pick up a dub over a feisty Great Britain who can leave the court with their heads held high. They pushed the #1 seed to the brink. They couldn't get it done on the last possession, and Canada survives 17-15 over the British. A round of applause from the crowd.